Recently, I was browsing through the internet and I came across an interesting article that talks about 5 lessons which people learn way too later in life. In this video, let's talk about those 5 lessons. What's up everyone? Welcome to another video on Mudgal's Musings, a channel dedicated to increasing your productivity, your prosperity and your well-being. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing because I keep posting one interesting video every single week, and don't forget to hit that bell button so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. This article is basically a response given by Alyssa Satara on Quora. The question was, what are the lessons people most often learn too late in life? So the answer given by Alyssa Satara actually speaks about 5 lessons, and the first lesson is perception is reality. So when we look at things, when we look at people, when we look at our surrounding, basically we understand certain things, and this understanding is what shapes our life. And we tend to make our decisions, we tend to live our life based on what we see and what we understand out of what we see. The second important lesson that most of us learn way late in our lives is everything is temporary. Now, when we go through a very difficult, rough time, everything is going wrong for us. We probably have lost jobs, or we are not very happy in the job. We have got lots of debt. There has been a loss. Many kinds of troubles and difficulties. We feel that that's a permanent kind of a situation, that we will never be able to come out of that kind of a situation. Now, on the other hand, when you are having good time, great time, even that could also be temporary. So, you have a fantastic job, everything is going on well. Sometimes things change, from a very, very comfortable, great kind of a situation, you might, come down. Now, that doesn't mean that we look at that situation as permanent, especially in case of situation when we are in trouble, when we are facing a lot of difficulties. So the understanding that this too shall pass, that this is temporary, everything is temporary, in fact everything is going to change. If we have that realization, I think our life is going to be so much more better. But regrettably, we get to learn this lesson only later in our life. The third important lesson that we learn later in our life is being in the present. Now, half the time, either we are living in the past, thinking about the mistakes that we have made in the past, or such a fantastic time that we had, the golden era, so-called golden era, or fabulous time that we have had, the wonderful time that we have had, or the kind of difficulties and the trouble that we have faced in the past, they all continue to haunt us for a long time. That is one way of looking at things. We carry the burden of the past, and the other set and the other extreme is that we are living in anxiety of the future. We are worried about the future. What's going to happen 2 years from now, 5 years from now, how my children are going to be faring in life. I should be making so much for them. I should work for them. I should create this. How is going to be my job? How am I going to live my retired life? So there are plenty of concerns that are related to the future. While this is very natural to have issues, concerns about the future, and also at times carry certain burden from the past, what is very important is to know and to realize is that to live in the present. While there can be a bit of a trouble from the past and there can be an anxiety about the future, it's equally important to realize the truth and the fact that to live in the present. Prepare as much as possible for the future, because nobody has seen the future. You may have everything, you may have best laid plans, can go wrong, right? And worrying about something that has already happened, it's not going to solve the problem at all. One of the super hit Hindi movies, Three Idiots, has got many messages, and one of the messages that movie has, do what you love and love what you do. That means if you take up a job that you actually love doing, then you don't feel and you don't look at it as a job, you don't look at it as a work, you actually look at it as fun because you love doing it, right? So if somebody who is a very good photographer, who loves taking pictures, now if that becomes a profession for that person, you see, that person is not going to look at it as work, he is going to look at it as fun, that because he loves doing it, right? Now, quite often it is not practically possible for all of us to have the kind of job that we love doing, right? At times we start doing jobs that we might have not originally loved, but then if you, it's like wedding, it's like marriage, once you start loving your job, maybe you have become an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer. You might have not originally thought of becoming that, but now you have taken up that profession. But now that you're in that profession, if you start loving it, if you start enjoying it, then obviously you're going to have a great amount of success. But this truth also most of us realize only later in life. The fifth and most important lesson which most of us learn later is being happy takes work, takes effort, takes energy. So happiness doesn't automatically happen. Bliss is not something that's automatically showered everywhere. No. We need to create a mindset for ourselves where we work towards being happy. There is one interesting story about an old man. The family actually decided, the man had become very old, and then the son and the daughter-in-law decided that it is time for the old man to be left in an old age home. Well, the son drove him to the old age home, and along the way he actually dropped him at the main gate over there. He had an important meeting to attend, so the son drove off. Now the orderly, the guy who was at the old age home, he actually picked up the suitcase of the old man and he started leading him. Throughout along the way, the old man was smiling, looking around things, and he was looking at the garden, he was looking at the chairs over there, he was looking at the pets which were there in the garden. And then when he went through the corridor to the room, he started saying, I like it, I like it. Oh, this is cool, this is good, I like it. And he said, I like my room. He hadn't even reached the room. Now the orderly asked him, sir, you haven't even seen the room. How can you say you like it? Now the old man replied simply, young man, I am going to be living in this old age home. I'm going to be living in this house for many years to come. I choose to like this place so that every day of my life is going to be filled with happiness. I want to live happily here. So that very clearly states that he, like this in the story, like the old man, we also have the option of actually choosing happiness and working towards happiness. Okay, it's time to ask you a question. Which of these lessons have you already realized or have you already learned? Or are there any more lessons that you think you can share that we realize later in our lives? Please do mention them in the comments below. That's all on Mudgal's Musings this week. Thanks for watching this video. Like it if you like it, and do share the video among your friends and acquaintances so that they also derive value out of this video. Till I see you next time, stay healthy, stay protected, stay happy. Bye-bye.